welcome back to my channel. Welcome back for another video. So this is going to be different. I'm not going to be doing a grocery haul. I'm actually going to be discussing a class that I just took this evening. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Katrina. I've been doing YouTube now for about 6 months. I am almost monetized, very, very close to being monetized. And I do mostly grocery hauls. I do some story times. I'm going to be getting into doing vlogs, so I'll have some different type of content coming out. So this video that I'm going to be doing now is about a class that I took. Those of you that know, that have been following me from the beginning, you guys know that I took a YouTube class prior to starting YouTube. I took a class with McIntyre. I took the class actually 4 months before I started YouTube, and I just took her class that she did for Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. It was a 3-part class, and it was 3 hours long from 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. So I was in the second class that she had done. Both of the classes that she did that day, today rather, was sold out classes with 1,000 people. Now, my class, all 1,000 people did not show up. I think at most it was like 780 people, which is still a huge turnout, you know. And maybe those other people that didn't show up, maybe they forgot or whatever the case may be. So I actually did a review video on her after I started YouTube, based off of the experience that I had in the first class that I took with her. So this review is, you know, I know there's going to be so many reviews about her and about the class that she just did. However, you know, I was told that I should do a review, seeing as how I basically learned I basically learned YouTube from her. You know, prior to me starting, I didn't really know anything about YouTube. All I knew is that you needed a 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in order to be monetized. Everything else I learned from her class, and then, you know, of course I did my own research and, you know, trial and error and stuff like that. So what I want to say is, really, the class that I took with her first was a class based off of me not knowing anything. All I knew is that, like I said, you need 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours. So this class I took, I wasn't even going to take it because I was like, well, you know, she's probably going to say the same thing over again or whatnot, so there's no need for me to take it. But myself and one of my content creator friends, we both decided to enroll in the class, and because she enrolled, I was like, okay, well, you know, let's take the class, see if we learn anything new. Now, going into the class, she was very organized as far as sending out reminders, making sure you had your links. Earlier today, she did go live and let everybody know, you know, make sure that your Zoom, the name on your Zoom matches the name of, you know, your method of payment or whatever you signed up using. So on that aspect of it, I feel like she was very organized. I was, you know, like I said, I had already taken a class with her before. I kind of went into it, you know, thinking knowing what to expect, I guess. So my class, the whole 1,000 people did not show up. All 1,000 people did not show up. And we got started. She gave people a few more minutes to, you know, get on, because I guess she wants to make sure that as many people were on as possible before she started, so that she wouldn't have to go back and, you know, repeat herself, which is understandable. So my thoughts on this class, honestly, I do feel like by me taking a class with her before, and I also own all of her e-guides that she has, I feel like her classes are perfect for someone who doesn't know any information whatsoever. If you are someone who's wanting to start YouTube, you're like just starting out, very beginning stages, you don't really know what you're doing, trial and error type thing, I think her classes are perfect. They are perfect because she does explain, you know, how to set up a YouTube channel. She does go over, you know, different things, the different processes of having a YouTube channel. However, for someone like me that had already taken her class, I feel like to me, I didn't get out of the class what I thought I was going to get. You know, I was hoping to have new, fresh ideas, new, input or whatever. Now, don't get me wrong, I did take notes because for me, this was kind of a refresher. Mind you, Peaches, is a master at YouTube. So that's what she specializes in, YouTube. I took the class because I really wanted to know more about TikTok. I wanted to know more about Facebook. And also I wanted to see what else I could learn with YouTube. The class was $33.33. It was a birthday special that she was doing because her birthday was the day before Easter. So this was a class that she ran on special. Now, she did have an assistant with her, and I feel like that was great because the amount of questions that people were asking, she needed that additional help. Now, I'm not here to knock her or anything like that. She does say that whatever information she teaches you, you can find for free on Google, and that is very true. So I do appreciate that she does give, that little disclaimer or whatnot. However, to me, I just kind of feel like for someone that's already on YouTube, and if your channel is growing and you're doing well, to me personally, I don't think that it's really worth it to take her class. I mean, unless you just want to just reconfirm what you're already doing. My opinion is based on someone that learned from her before I even started. I took her class 9 months ago, and I basically waited like 3 or 4 months or whatever it was to actually put out my first video. Now, do keep in mind that when you take a class, it doesn't matter if you take a class from her, my Jazzy Life, Strong Mommy Chrissy, myself, it doesn't matter who you take a class with. You're never going to learn everything that you need to know in that class because the class is only limited. After the class, there's no ongoing support or anything like that. So it's not like you can inbox her and say, hey, Peach, can you help me with such and such, because it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Which is understandable. To me, I kind of felt like there were a lot of people. When you're taking a class like that, remember, you're going to have people at all different levels. People that are very proficient, people that are just starting out. Now, I feel like the class is perfect for someone who's just starting out, someone who doesn't really know too much. But if you're already on YouTube and your channel is already growing and you just want information from her, I'm going to be honest with you, you can just listen to her when she goes live, or you can go on her channel under her YouTube journey and just watch those videos and get tips and ideas, or just Google it, YouTube it for free. She's not the only content creator out there. It just so happens that she's very intriguing. Her story behind her and how she got to this point is very, it's amazing. It's like, wow, like this girl came from struggling to now she's making 6 figures in a month, probably more than that now. Now, she did spend the majority of the time on YouTube, which is understandable because YouTube is her specialty. And she had people asking her stuff about the Reels program and, Facebook Reels and all that. And she did answer those questions. However, it was very limited. I would have liked to see more. I would have liked to have gotten more information about TikTok and Facebook as opposed to YouTube. But like I said, I'm basing it off of the fact that I already have a YouTube channel. I already have a growing audience. My channel grows more and more every single day, so for me, it was a little bit different. I do appreciate the fact that she was very organized. She was very attentive in making sure that everyone had their Zoom links, and the fact that she went live earlier in the day to let everybody know, hey, don't forget, make sure whatever name you signed up with, that's the name that needs to be on your Zoom. And that's great. But I do feel like there should be a disclaimer. Like, okay, well, if you're already on YouTube and your channel is growing, don't take my class. You know what I'm saying? And I don't fault her in that, because at the end of the day, it's a business. She's turned herself into a brand, and I can appreciate that. Like I said, I learned 98% of what I know from YouTube about YouTube from her as a starting point. I feel like her class is great as a starting point. But if you're somebody on YouTube and you're already monetized and, you know, you're close to being monetized or your channel's growing, you know, I don't feel like you necessarily need to take her class. Just do your own research. You know what I'm saying? If you're someone that's just starting YouTube a couple months in, your channel's not really growing, you don't really understand, you know, how to make a thumbnail or whatever, okay, maybe take her class. You know, for me, in the class that I took from her originally, it was about 300, close to 400 people on that Zoom class, the first time I took her class. And to me, that class was more informative. However, she was only teaching YouTube. So keep that in mind when you're taking a class from her or anyone else. When they're doing a class and they're teaching you multiple things at one time, just know that you're not going to get as much information about each thing. So that's definitely something to, you know, keep in mind. Now, I'm not knocking her. I'm not bashing her. I don't feel like I was scammed. It was $33, and I think that's great. You know, I did take some notes on some things that, you know, I felt were important to me and to my channel and things that could help me out. Now, I've spoken to a few people that took the class along with me, a few of my content creator friends, and we kind of all feel the same way. You know, some people may not feel the way that we feel, and that's okay. But me personally, as somebody who took her class before, I have all of her e-guides. I will not be taking another class from her. Not that I don't feel like it's worth it. I don't feel like it's worth it for me. I feel like I've learned all that I'm going to learn from her. But guys, I will be live on my channel later on today to kind of go more in depth with you know, the class and why I feel the way that I feel. And if you guys want to chime in and have basically a two-way discussion, or, you know, any feelings you may have towards, you know, if you took the class or whatever, please jump on my live. I will be live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be live for about an hour, and we can kind of discuss in detail and go over, you know, different things. So guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you at 7 p.m. today. Thank you.